Question number 1. Now there's no much things to write. Which of the following is considered as raw data? Now we need to understand what is data, what is information, and what is raw data specifically. Usually in O levels, first MCQ will be related to this, and there will be few questions related to this as well in the latter questions. Even in essay questions, you have some data mining questions. Yeah. If you see the SDLC question, in the SDLC question, system development life cycle, they are asking what are the possible inputs, what are the suitable inputs the system should be given with the following scenario. First question will be that. Okay, so you need to understand what is data. Now if I am putting this data in a nutshell, data has 3 qualities. What are the qualities? First quality, this has no order. If you say data, they are not in a correct order. Okay, and if you say data, them don't have a meaning, no meaning. So if you have something which has no order and no meaning, which means you don't have any use out of it, am I correct? So this has no use. Okay, so if there is something called data, data has 3 features. What are those? These are facts which are not in a correct order, not giving any meaning, and because of that there is no usage. Any fact like that can be a data. In your environment there can be millions of data, uncountable number. Okay, let's say I am putting a story right here. I am doing the class, yeah. So there's a guy coming in the doorstep and he's yelling at me saying, Kaatapitiya, 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 Kaatapitiya. I am asking, are you a conductor or something? Yeah. He says only one word. What is that? Kahatapitiya. So he will be gone because I kind of teased him. And next thing happening is again he's coming and he's saying 55. 55. So I'm writing that also 55 and chasing the guy out. Next thing he's doing is coming here and saying Gampola. Okay, he's saying Gampola. Gampola. Again he's gone and again he's coming back and saying Pereira. Pereira. Now if you see each of these facts he told, individually they have no meaning. With Kaatapitiya I don't have any relationship, right? I don't have any girlfriends, Kaatapitiya. I don't have a girlfriend at all, okay? Right? So I don't have anything related to Kaatapitiya. I don't know what this 55 stands for. This is not my age. Yes? And I don't know what Gampala stands for. I know I am in Gampala right now. That's all I know. There's no other meaning without that. And Mr. Pereira, I don't know Mr. Pereira even. I don't even know a guy called Mr. Pereira. Okay? But since I got a little brain than him, I can figure out, okay, if I kind of mess with the order, I can get something useful. What is that? I am putting this guy in the beginning, this guy in the second place, this guy in the third place, and this guy in the fourth place. So what do I get? I get Pereira, number 55, Kaatapitiya, Gampala. So what is the look of this thing? That's an address. Earlier they were facts and there's no order, so there's no meaning, and there I don't have any use of these 4 facts. But since I have kind of did something, put in this in a correct order, now I have an address which is meaningful, and I can locate Mr. Pereira by this address, so I have a use. Understood? So that's the nature of datas. Datas have no order, no meaning, no use. If you say information, they have a correct, okay, this is an information, and this information has a correct order, and it has a meaning, which means it has a use as well. And to generate this information from this data, I needed to do something, isn't it? I needed to do something, and that something is a process. Yes, it's a process. So information is generated through a process. Can you see this? But guess what? These are not the only data available out there in the environment, right? You can have some more data, right? What else? Noodles. There will be tons of data like that. But to generate this information, which is called as an address, I need only these four. I don't need those terms. Am I correct? I don't need those terms. There can be numbers, there can be symbols, who cares? All these are data. And out of all those data, I need only these four things to create this address. So among all these data who have this nature, the data I am using to generate a specific information is called as a raw data. So what is raw data? That's the raw material to generate a specific information, and that also has the usual features of data. Okay, so if someone asks what is data? Data are facts which has no order, no meaning, and no use. If somebody asks what is information? That's some facts, a set of facts which has a certain order with a meaning and with a use. Understood? And what is raw data? Raw data are facts, still no order, no meaning, no use, but you can use them to generate information. Understood? So in this question, they are asking which of the following is considered as raw data? Marks obtained by a student in a class. Now, if you take a mark of a student, it hasn't undergone any process. Am I correct? It is not an average. It is not a total. It is not the highest mark. It is not the lower mark. We don't know any other information about this thing. So this is a data. Can't you see this? But why am I calling it a raw data? Because I can use it to generate those information. I can use this data to generate the average. I can use this data to generate the total. I can use this data to get the maximum or minimum. Understood? Okay, so this is a raw data. That's the answer. But for the record, let's see. Second one, sorted list of marks obtained by students in a class. That is sorted. The list is sorted. The sorting can be something like this: the first 5 marks in the class, or the lowest 10 marks in the class. Okay? So this will be a sorted list. Sorted means there is a process. If it has undergone a process, that's an information we are talking about. Okay? So this is no data. And next one, maximum marks obtained by a students in a class. You need to get a list and you need to find out which is the highest by comparing each with each in the list, which means that's a process. If it has undergone a process, that's an information. This is no data. Average marks obtained by students in the class. So you need to get the total number of marks, add them and divide by the number, then you get the average. That's a process, and still we have an information. So for the sum up, data means they have this natural nature. They have no order, no meaning, no use. Raw data means the facts I can use to generate some valuable information. If you say information, they have a correct order and they have a meaning, which means they are useful. Okay, so in the case, my answer should be marks obtained by student in a class.